Lo and behold, my friends, once again, the magic of the internet has brought us together here amongst the books for Storytime with Mr. Michael. Hello out there, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Even if you're just like scrolling really fast to get to the book, thank you, because we all know it is the book that's important, and today's book is going to be so very important because today it's a special request from one of our great viewers, Sully. Sully, thank you so much for watching Storytime with Mr. Michael, for being a Storytime super fan, and for recommending this great book, A Squash and a Sqeeze by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Scheffler. This book looks like it's gonna be great, and I understand it's one of your favorites, Sully, so I'm so glad I get to read it. Now, just like most every book on Storytime with Mr. Michael, I've never read this book before. We're gonna get to read it for the very first time together, and I'm so very excited. In fact, I'm so excited. I don't know about you out there, everybody. I don't know about you, Sully, but I can't wait. We're just gonna do it right now. A Squash and a Sqeeze, written by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Scheffler. A little old lady lived all by herself with tables and chairs and a jug on the shelf. A wise old man heard her grumble and grouse. "There's not enough room in my house. Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your hen," said the wise old man. "Take in my hen? What a curious plan." Well, the hen laid an egg on the fireside rug and flapped around the room, knocking over the jug. Quack! The little old lady cried, "What shall I do? It was pokey for one, and it's tiny for two. My nose has a tickle, and there's no room to sneeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your goat," said the wise old man. "Take in my goat? What a curious plan." Well, the goat chewed the curtains and trod on the egg, then sat down to nibble the table leg. Munch, crunch, munch, 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 crunch. The little old lady cried, "Glory be! It was tiny for two, and it's titchy for three. The hen pecks the goat, and the goat's got fleas. My house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your pig," said the wise old man. "Take in my pig? What a curious plan." So she took in her pig, who kept chasing the hen and raiding the larder again and again. Oink, 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 oink. The little old lady cried, "Stop, I implore! It was titchy for 3 and it's teeny for 4. Even the pig in the larder agrees. My house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your cow," said the wise old man. "Take in my cow? What a curious plan." Well, the cow took one look and charged straight at the pig, then jumped on the table and tapped out a jig. Moo, moo. Flap, 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 ball change, flap, ball change, flap, 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 ball change. The little old lady cried, "Heavens alive! It was teeny for 4 and it's weeny for 5. I'm tearing my hair out. I'm down on my knees. My house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take them all out," said the wise old man, "but then I'll be back where I first began." So she opened the window and out flew the hen. "That's better. At least I can sneeze again." She shooed out the goat and she shoved out the pig. "My house is beginning to feel pretty big." She huffed and she puffed and she pushed out the cow. "Just look at my house. It's enormous now." "Thank you, old man, for the work you have done. It was weeny for 5. It's gigantic for 1. There's no need to grumble and there's no need to grouse. There's plenty of room in my house." And now she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash, and it isn't a squeeze. Yes, she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash, and it isn't a squeeze. The end. Goodness sakes, everybody. Well, I guess that woman, she found out one way to feel more comfortable in her home. She filled it with all these other animals. And then once she got rid of them, she felt like she had all sorts of room again. We might call that perspective, which is a word that just means the way you look at the world, the viewpoint that you have, and your perspective can change. I'm going to use this to illustrate something in my personal life. So you guys see all these books. Now, this isn't nearly all of my books, but I want to have them all on bookshelves. Now, sometimes it looks like my bookshelves have a lot of empty space on them, but that's just because I need more books, because I love books. So that's my perspective, is that everybody's life is better once they get more and more books. And I'm so very grateful that I have this book, and I have it thanks to you, Sully. Thank you so much for for recommending it. These days, if you want to recommend your favorite book for me to read on Storytime with Mr. Michael, just go to Instagram and look for Mr. Michael Presents and DM me. That's a direct message for all you parents out there. Me and the kids know what we're talking about. So DM me and let me know what your favorite book is so I can read it next time. Just like I read yours, Sully. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll see you next time, I sure hope. Keep reading, everybody, and stay curious, okay? Bye. Peacock! Bah. Oink, 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 oink. Moo. Moo.